the Batmobile. Let's go.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
All right. Basement Banter, episode 128. I'm Thor. That's Brian. We're the Basement Boys. Let's get after it. Literally, we sat down to tape and then had to get up and go watch this and then re-sit down to tape.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing.
Little tang, little swamp tang. Little swamp ting. Just a little ting. You know them tings, man? So yeah, Swamp Thing. It's a DC Universe exclusive, and it looks A-okay. It's definitely horror-ish. More horror-ish.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I guess. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was really solid. I mean, it's the way they're doing the horror on it looks interesting. I mean, the powers that they give him are really interesting in like he's not just like weird swamp monster that's strong, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like
he's like a person that like got this.
It reminds me of It, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Where it's like, there's like a dead dude and then the fungus starts growing out of him. I assume is what his power
That's what you would infer from the trailer at least.
Yeah.
I like the part where he was in that morgue and all of a sudden you saw all the vines moving and stuff. Now I don't know if that was him or a bad guy. He killed some people. Maybe he does kill people. Who knows? They had the pig bad guy, the pig faced with the butcher. That's a Batman bad guy if I'm not mistaken. I don't know his name. Put it in the comments. He's been in the Arkham games and stuff like that.
Okay.
He like butchers people, but he's like a crazy person. Well, he wears a pig mask, so obviously he's a crazy person. Not to say all people wearing crazy pig masks are crazy person. No. Yeah, no, I am saying that. I'm gonna stand firm on that. If you're wearing a pig mask regularly in your day-to-day life,
like and subscribe,
you're a crazy
but you're
person.
also crazy.
Did you see? Never mind. We'll get to that later.
Oh my god.
Swamp Thing. It was cool. It was horror-ish. I liked it. I didn't get a lot of the story. It was mostly music and then different shots.
Yeah.
It had me intrigued. Now, here's the question though. Will either one of us subscribe to the DC Universe to watch this show? Because that's if no one's doing
depends.
If you're not going to do that,
charge $7.
Yes, you'll get charged $7.99.
Wait, really? I didn't realize they were that low.
Yeah, maybe there's a $5.99.
Oh.
There's this cheap. There's this cheap. It's on the cheaper side.
Maybe I will. I didn't realize it was so low.
Yeah, I have still yet to subscribe to DC Universe. I chose New Japan World over DC Universe.
What all do you get with it? Just like their shows, or do you get access? Isn't one of them give you access to their comics?
Yeah,
too?
that's DC Universe.
Yeah,
you get access to the digital comics. Not all of their stuff, but a lot of it. More than you'll ever get through if you've never read anything. You'll have enough to fulfill.
Kind of like freaking WWE Network. Almost everything, but
a little bit. And then they have all the animated stuff, all the live action stuff. Leading up through, I want to say, even some of the DCU movies, but I know
weren't they doing a Young Justice that was going to be on that?
They got the Young Justice show, season 3, that's already done, and they got Titans is on there.
Yeah, wow.
Doom Patrol, which I've heard is really good. A lot of people highly touted Doom Patrol, and now Swamp Thing, and then there's a myriad of other things on there too. Here's the thing: I know if I get it, I'm only going to have it for about maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
And I have to know something's going to be like, you have to see this.
Right.
And I don't think Swamp Thing's that thing for me. Like this isn't, and that's as good as this trailer is, as much as we like it, here's the thing. If people are going to watch this trailer and not go subscribe to the DC Universe to watch it, it means nothing in the grand scheme of things, right?
Well,
and for me,
but
like,
if you do DC and Disney's service, that's less than what Netflix is just all around, isn't it?
True, but DC service has said to be in trouble, and Warner Brothers is coming out with their own service, which might be wrapped into the DC thing, or the DC thing might be folded into the Warner Brothers thing because Warner Brothers owns DC.
Right.
There's a lot of moving parts with the streaming stuff. You just got to be, that's why right now I'm sticking with the tried and true. I got my Hulu, I got my Netflix, I got my WWE Network, I got my New Japan, and then I'm just going to wait for Disney to come out in November. And honestly, you're going to have to do something pretty special. I didn't even get it for the Young Justice, and I loved Young Justice, but I guess too long had passed.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't that like, oh, this is, and I didn't hear anyone like
There was nothing. People were like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, Young Justice," and then it was like,
I came back and no one was talking about it. I don't know if
No
it
one.
wasn't the quality that it was
I mean,
prior.
it would be the only explanation I can think of. Why would no one give a crap?
Honestly, I have a way to watch some of the episodes, not all of them, but some of them. And I haven't.
Yeah.
I just haven't. I literally would watch anything else. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I watched The Office for the 75th time. You know, it doesn't matter to me. But that wasn't the only trailer that dropped recently. Yesterday, I guess out of nowhere, Godzilla King of Monsters trailer dropped its second trailer or third trailer. I can't remember. But this trailer knocked my socks off. I'm just going to jump on this one. This is everything you want to see. It was Titans are returning. How many are there? 17 monsters apparently, and like they're gonna show maybe 4 in this one. Maybe they'll show more. And how do you say the one's name? Ghidorah is going to kill some of the other ones.
I want to just
Because you're going to have what they've set up in this trailer is Alpha versus Alpha. So Ghidorah versus Zilla for the thing. My favorite line in that trailer, too, is when they're sitting there and they're like, oh, God. And then the other dude goes, Zilla. That's like the
I
best.
hate that.
That's the best part of that trailer.
That's literally the worst part of the trailer. I was like, oh my God, why didn't you cut that part?
That's so good. That was
Why'd
so
that
good.
make it past
was
whoever designed this trailer?
Best thing
They
I've
have such
seen.
a good trailer team for these movies because the first Godzilla, like the one before this, the trailer was ridiculous. It was so good. And this trailer was so good. That was the worst part in the trailer.
Is the
for me.
team the same, though? I think this might be a different team.
I mean, if it is, I'm just giving it.
There's
giving them
almost
credit.
nobody besides some of the scientists who are the same from Godzilla 1 to Godzilla 2. Really, the connecting thread through this universe with Kong and the first Godzilla, now this one, and then going into Kong versus Godzilla in 2020 is Monarch. Is like the
Right.
you know. So it's interesting. I'm just so pumped for giant monsters. I think Mothra is going to be kind of like on our side,
Of course.
and I think Mothra's going to get. I think Mothra's going to.
Have you even watched a Godzilla?
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
I know.
Of course Mothra's on our team.
I know. But that's what I was saying. Like, I think Mothra's going to get killed. Rodan, and some of the battles, I don't know. The first movie kind of sold something it wasn't, right? And I liked the first Godzilla, but we talked about this prior to we shooting. It sold a movie that it really wasn't.
Right.
Right? It was a Godzilla movie with Godzilla in it, maybe 20 minutes at most.
I will say, I like this movie. I think that complaint is less. I think people complain about that when really it was done intentionally and well. I think the bigger issue I have is the Bryan Cranston part, because he was ultimately, the trailer made it look like this is your main character, right? And yes, Godzilla was not in it a ton, but what makes monsters in monster movies interesting is the want to see them, not once you see them. Does that make sense?
It's true.
Because you're like, oh my God, when are we going to see Godzilla? And then it's like Godzilla's on the TV, and everyone complained about it. But at the same time, it makes you really, really want to see Godzilla.
They
I
were
think
trying.
it's
They were
good.
trying to build anticipation, but trying to build anticipation. 3 years ago with an audience that just wants to be throwing giant set pieces and battles. I think Kong did a better job than the first Godzilla. I think that was a better movie for me, at least. I've watched King Kong Skull Island more times than I've watched the first Godzilla.
I guess that's
for sure. You know, Samuel L. Jackson alone sells it for me. But yeah, so Kong, King of the Monsters, right? Or what did I say?
Godzilla?
King of the Monsters, right? No, I get them mixed up. But yeah, it's coming out soon. I think it comes out next month.
If you haven't seen the trailer, it's totally
Go
worth
watch the
it.
trailer. It's awesome. It's way awesome. That part where the music hits and then Ghidorah hits him 3 times as there's like 3 strikes in the music. That part to me, that's the shot of the trailer for me. It's like wham, wham, wham. Right as the music goes wham, wham,
Well,
wham.
and the thing I like,
So good.
and this was
So
another
good.
complaint from the first Godzilla, which is, I'd say, less valid when you look at it, because it's like, it's the starter one. So you need the one-a-day villain that's going to die. Like, die. And this one's got, like, I mean, arguably, Ghidorah is in the top 5 Godzilla monsters.
Well, the
like villains.
first one they made up a person
Right.
for him to fight, and this one they're bringing Toho monsters, like legitimate Toho monsters in the film. So obviously it's going to be, you know what I mean? The stakes are going to be raised. It's going to be a better film.
But I mean, the
think.
first one having a nobody monster, I think everybody complained about it, but I think it was a good choice.
They could have picked a worse Toho monster and not one of the upper echelon to have him destroy. But I get what you're saying.
right.
You know what I mean?
But
I get
they're
what you're
going
saying.
to kill him. He's dead, you know?
And who knows? Of those 17, there is definitely going to be some ones they've made up.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's I don't know. They showed a shot of, was that a giant turtle? That mountain moving at one point?
I don't remember that part, but if it is the giant turtle, I know which monster. I can't remember his name, but I know exactly which monster that is.
He looked like he might have been in it. There was
what's funny?
Bunch
he
of
has
legs,
his own show.
So,
he has
really?
so there's Godzilla movies.
Right.
He has his own subset of movies, and if you've never watched those, Godzilla is like really normal. This is like weird. So if you want to get into some weird monster movies, like. It's weird.
Search a giant mountain Toho monster and find his
Google
name and then
the turtle like in Godzilla.
Godzilla turtle monster. You'll find it.
It would come up super fast. He's super well known.
Now, the best thing I've seen in months. There's a little movie coming out.
You might have heard of it.
It's called Hobbs and Shaw. It's in the Fast and the Furious franchise.
The first trailer for this. Not
was
good.
Trash.
I
hated
literally
it.
saw the first trailer and I was like, oh my God.
I'm not going to see this movie. After that first trailer, I was like, no way. I'm done.
What does the world come to?
They're like superpowers. And I was like, no, checked out.
This thing is bad.
Then all of a sudden, this trailer drops. And this isn't a trailer. This is literally the movie in 4 minutes. I would say. It was showed at this was a scissor reel shown for CinemaCon.
Okay.
So it was shown to like movie theater owners. Like, you want this movie in your theaters. Like, you want to have lots of, screenings. They did a great job. It's bombastic in the best type of way. This movie's going to be way better than it has any right to be, especially based on that first trailer. And it's so over the top. He calls himself Black Superman, which I'm like, how can they even get away with that? I don't think Fast and Furious is a Warner Brothers franchise.
You realize that probably cost them. It probably cost them like $100,000 for that line or something.
Fast and Furious isn't. It's a Universal franchise, so it's a not Warner Brothers franchise.
It probably cost them something ridiculous. I heard Ghostbusters, they had like a Disney song in it, and they had to pay like $1 million for it or something.
Oh, that was the other thing I liked about the Godzilla trailer, going back to that for just a second, was the use of the Wizard of Oz song with no lyrics, just the melody playing in the background of that trailer. Beautifully done. Go watch that trailer. Hobbs and Shaw, though. Go watch this trailer, too, but... Oh my God, he listened to me laugh for 4 minutes straight.
I mean, if you're a wrestling fan, there's a lot of good stuff in there for you.
That part where they're like, this is my door. And he's like, nope. And then he's like, oh yeah, it is your door. And he's like, why? A ton of bad guys down there? And he's like yawning after he knocks the one dude out. And Jason Statham's got like the bulletproof vest while dudes are shooting at him, and then gets to the end and he goes to open it with the dude's face and it says no 3 times, but Rock had once, and it was like, access granted. And then Statham's like, access denied. This movie's gonna be like, it's gonna be a
just
complete
like
shit
goofy.
show.
It's like, what is happening?
It's so over the top.
And I don't understand who's in charge of Fast and the Furious right now, and I don't know
The Rock.
what their like thought process is. But I don't know if it was just like Vin Diesel's like, okay, we're like done.
No, Diesel has nothing to do with this movie.
Well, right, but the reason that, the
Rock hates Vin Diesel.
Really?
Yeah, that's why The Rock won't be in the next Fast and Furious movie.
Really?
They're like, won't work together.
Really?
Yeah. Like, everyone's pissed that he got his own movie. Like, of all the people in Fast and Furious to get their own movie, a bad guy and the one who came in like 6 movies in are the dudes who are like now moving it to this superhuman. Like, I don't know. That's a good question.
Are there details to why they don't like working with each other?
Mainly because Rock's a super professional and Vin Diesel's kind of not.
Oh yeah, I guess
shows up late, and Rock's like he's there first to get there, last to leave type of dude.
That makes
just
sense.
difference of opinions, And
Diesel seems way more relaxed
when he's probably playing D&D or doing something,
right?
Like he's got things going on.
He seems whereas Rock seems like he's high strung.
Well, yeah,
like nobody's
probably
business.
drinks energy. He probably drink Bang and like body armor.
Yeah,
or
right.
Like that.
He's
like nothing.
Freaking roiding up in the
allegedly.
Freaking.
Jeez, wow. No, hey, it's Rock. Whoa. I love you. No.
Hey, I love The Rock
that's
too.
Pure natural.
But you're on drugs.
That's pure
if
natural.
You think that's pure natural?
He's never taken HGH in his life.
Oh,
I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
That's why he had his whatever's removed, his boobies removed, so he couldn't get gynecomastia.
When they jump that Jeep out of that window and it's twisting, and then he's shooting the pistol out of the twisting Jeep. Dude. Oh, so many moments in this trailer. Oh no, the best part. They're at the end.
The best part.
Roman Reigns is great though when they go to Samoa and they're like, "Where are the guns?" And she's like, "I gave them away." But the best part they're in that Mack truck that's like modified. Rock's riding in the back with a giant chain, and he hooks a helicopter like he's Batman, but then he holds onto it like he's Captain America. Then Roman Reigns shows up in a truck, double throws 2 hooks to catch the other truck. So now this helicopter has 2 Mack trucks, and The Rock is holding it between, and The Rock pulls the helicopter down.
It's literally
I can't even describe how
ridiculous.
good it is. I can't. I think I'm sweating because it's so good.
It's
is
a
the
wild
best.
ride. For a trailer, it's a pretty wild
It's like
ride.
4 minutes. It's so good. All right, now the saddest thing I've seen.
Well,
It is depressing.
It's rough.
I watched these trailers, X-Men Dark Phoenix. I watched these trailers, and not only am I sad because they're not good, I'm sad because this movie doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I'm sad because this movie has this movie could not come out and nothing in my life would change. You know what I mean?
it's pretty much dead on arrival.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And to see the awesome X-Men franchise is a little.
Yeah, that's giving them a lot.
They're batting about 50%, so it's not a.
You're being real nice to them right now.
Logan, X2, Days of Futures Past, First Class.
So you're telling me if we pulled up the freaking X-Men filmography,
Yeah. Well, you can pull them up. I can tell you it. X1, 2, 3, Origins, The Wolverine,
right?
First Class,
Which ones are?
Days of Future Past, Logan.
You think
Apocalypse,
half of those movies you listed are
and now Dark Phoenix. So 10 movies
are above average.
Yes, 5 of them. X-Men 2, Logan. Oh, I didn't even put Deadpool in there. We're not even putting Deadpool in there.
Right.
Okay, this is excluding Deadpool.
Okay.
X2, Logan, Days of Future Past, First Class, and I do like X1. The first X-Men movie was a good movie.
I mean, it was
for
good
its
enough.
time.
Yeah,
For
it
its
was
time,
good
it was a
enough.
good movie. Those 5 stand up. Apocalypse, trash. Origins, we don't speak of. The Wolverine, not great.
Not great. That's
The
underselling
Last
it.
Stand, bad. And then who knows with Dark Phoenix, right? You got the wild card. Now, if you throw let's say we even take X1 out, but we throw the 2 Deadpools in. Now they got 6 out of 12, so they're still at 50%.
I guess you're not wrong.
Ha! Best thing I've heard all day.
I think there are people who would disagree with you, but
There are other people who hate most all of them except like 2. And I can see that point too. I'm just saying
Right.
I'm not one of those people. You know, I'm not that
so we have
sad
a 50%
inside.
chance that this movie's
No,
decent.
there's a 100% chance this is going to be trash. But it's let's hope it's entertaining trash. Let's hope it's not as bad as Apocalypse. Let's hope it's not just completely phoned in. But I don't have high hopes. There was nothing. Name one thing in this trailer that was like, we just talked about those
and
2
what's
trailers
sad
for
is
like 10
Apocalypse
minutes.
had a really the trailers got me excited. I was excited to see Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And this one's not.
But you didn't know they were going to Marvel when Apocalypse was running trailers.
I guess what does that have to do with the trailer being solid?
Well, no, not with the trailer being solid, but how you feel about the trailer. Because you know the movie doesn't mean anything.
Well, I don't
know
really
that to me
that doesn't really deflate anything for me because I'm just watching the trailer to see is this movie going to be good, and
that kills it for me.
I guess that's the difference for me is like I'm watching it just to is this a good trailer, and it's not.
It's not. No,
It's not.
no. I mean, and yeah, Jennifer Lawrence is going to be in it for all of like 10 minutes. I mean, she kills Mystique within the first 15 minutes for
Yeah.
sure. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be, I don't know. It's just a sad state of affairs. But who cares?
It'll
Really.
be over.
It'll be over June 7th, and hopefully
We'll move on.
God, it's not going to make much money. They know they're going to take L's on. Disney knows they're going to take L's on Dark Phoenix and New Mutants, so they're going to put them both out this year, probably.
But the trick is they couldn't have not done it, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know you're going to take L's on this, so it's like, who cares, right? Let it come out.
And I will say Disney has a really good, we'll call it a backpedal support the movie type thing. Because they did the same sort of thing with some of the prequels with Star Wars. After they started gearing up for the new ones, there was a lot more people coming out and talking about the prequels more positively.
Well,
So they're
I think
good
that's
at,
what I think that's what they did with Resistance. You know, they tied Resistance a lot into some of the prequel stuff, having Rex from Clone Wars,
well,
things
and
of
I
that
don't
nature.
even necessarily mean like
Or
tying
wait,
in.
did I say Resistance? I meant Rebels. Jesus.
I think they just do a good job of saying like, essentially, you know, people remember they hated a movie, and they do a good job of kind of like cracking that shell and being like, it really wasn't that bad. Go see the next one.
It was mediocre at best. Well, I think MCU does a good job with that, but I don't. We'll see. I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter.
I think they'll be able to use this positively.
Mutants are gonna go away for a few years. So who knows what weird things will happen in the MCU after Endgame tomorrow?
Right.
And then we'll just move on with our lives. So, that was it for trailers. Yeah, that's it for trailers.
Professional.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, 3 trailers. That's what I mean. We weren't going to talk about the Detective Pikachu sad trailer.
Star. I don't know what I wrote there. Game of Thrones.
Oh boy, might as well
2 episodes
take
in.
a break.
2 episodes in on season 8.
Okay.
It's been decent. I won't say it's been great. It's been mostly building to this 3rd episode.
Everybody seemed to really like that line in the first one. I just see it on Facebook all the time. That what's her face says something about you want a whore, you can something, but you want a queen, you have to earn her or something.
Yeah. That was fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
The first
not
episode
that
was
great.
less good. The second episode was better than the first episode. Mm-hmm. None of them have been bad, but they're really gearing towards this week. This week's going to be the Battle of Winterfell. The Night King is going to show up with his army. Daenerys, Jon Snow, everyone's there. This week is the week to watch. If you haven't watched the first 2 episodes of Game of Thrones, you haven't missed much. Watch them. Don't watch them. I would say if you're a fan of the action, the battles of Game of Thrones, this is the week you want to be part of. This 3rd episode, because they only have 3 more after this. Mm-hmm. So, and then you have to have and that's what I kind of said earlier, is like reintroduction, battle, come down, resolve somewhat after battle, ending, right?
Okay.
Because then you can end it, because they still have war. They still have a war fighting in the south with the Lannisters, right? Because Cersei's got her army and the Golden Company and like all these people holding down there, and she's not going to send them to help the Northerners.
Okay.
So I don't know. I digress. But yeah, Game of Thrones is going. If you're into it, holler at me. Like I'm not super into it, but I've watched all 8 seasons at this point. I kind of have to finish it.
Yeah.
It's weird to think about that. Endgame tomorrow, Game of Thrones ending, the end of the Skywalker saga with Episode 9, all happening this year. It's an odd state of like conclusions for things that have been running in some cases 40 years and in like 10 years for 2 other cases. I mean, this is a good chunk that I've invested into these stories and these journeys. So to see them wrap up, I really just want satisfying endings, and not satisfying endings that I've made up in my head, just a satisfying conclusion. I've heard Endgame nailed it.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it's like out of the park, ridiculous.
I've heard like if you even have the highest expectations, they're gonna like do things you don't even expect. And I can't, honestly, I got so effing lucky. Show opened up a couple days ago. I hadn't gotten tickets yet. I was like waiting for this week, right? And apparently all the theaters already put up the ones they put up the last week, they probably put up a few weeks ago. Well, I missed that. So I've been watching every day for the past, I'd say 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
I finally had a showing pop up at the Burnsville Theater.
Okay.
Empty. There were 3 seats sold in the back row. The whole front row was empty. I bought out almost the whole damn thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. I can't wait. Tomorrow night's going to be lit AF, as the kids say.
Oh my God.
I'm going to have to really pace myself though, because if I go out pre-gaming too hard, it's an 8:45 start time. It's an 8:45 start time, so that means it ends at midnight, right?
Okay.
So I gotta be real careful on my pre-game. Real careful. I'm setting a 3-drink maximum. Sorry, maximum.
Minimum. I'm gonna get turned in this theater. I'm not even gonna remember Endgame.
3-drink maximum at dinner.
At dinner. Okay.
I'm gonna bring
not for the night.
I'm gonna bring a bang.
Oh boy.
Or a body armor. Because I kind of like the body armors better. I've been into that body armor stuff. You tried those?
This isn't sponsored, so
the peach
move on.
fizz or the sour apple. Hey.
Oh my God.
So I'm gonna bring one of those, and I'm gonna slam that in between dinner
Okay.
and the movie. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna eat something nice and greasy to soak it up, to soak up the booze.
Okay.
Right? On my 3 drinks, so I can go in lucid and awake.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, I can tell you right now, if you just skipped your 3-drink minimum, you'd be okay. You wouldn't need to take a body armor and then eat something greasy.
No, if I don't have the drinks, I would fall asleep for sure. Or if I don't drink the body armor, regardless whether I drink or don't drink, I'd have to take the body armor because it starts at 8:45. I get tired about 10:30 ish.
More
really
like
tired.
More like 4 o'clock.
Well, some days.
4 o'clock.
But that's so. I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Avengers Endgame.
Oh, we were. So we moved into that. Were we talking about Game of Thrones? Oh yeah, we just kind of transitioned. No, it's seamless. So did you hear that there's like 19 AMC theaters staying open for 96 hours straight? Is someone who used to work in movie theaters. Tell me about how you
It's
feel
really
about
not that bad, actually.
Right, because they have shifts.
Well, the trick is and that doesn't mean anything. I would come off of working till 4 a.m. to have to be back there at 8 o'clock. Like, it's, you know, it really, having shifts means nothing. But it's one of those things where, I mean, I can almost guarantee 2, 3 in the morning till 7, 8 in the morning. I mean, most of the time, we barely get 100 people before noon. Like, I'd be shocked if these AMC theaters did anything, especially because you got to
they have like 2:30 in the morning showings that are like sold out. Like there's like 2:30, 3:30, like there's like showings all night.
It just doesn't make any sense.
This is how Endgame's going to make $1 billion opening weekend.
I mean, considering AMC theaters are staying open 24 hours
it's
for
going to
them.
make $1 billion worldwide opening weekend. It will probably break Infinity War's record, even at a 3-hour and 2-minute runtime. Like, so they say there's no post-credit scene. That's the rumor going around, but I don't buy it.
I think that would be a smart choice. It's the end, right?
It is, but here's the thing. It's not, because we know Spider-Man comes out. So you know It's not the end.
But
so
it's
here's
supposed to be the end,
Here's
right?
the thing.
It's supposed to be the period.
Yes, I understand that. But you have to kind of...
No, you don't.
I think because everything that's been is screenings for online people, not us, but like, you know, famous ones.
Right.
And then like, you know, the press, they have the premiere. So these are all, you know what I mean? So if you have a cut that doesn't have the end credit scene on it, right? Mm-hmm. Like just literally, it could be anything. It could be Galactus' head in a cloud. Who knows, right? I'm just saying there's going to be something. You don't put it on the screening copy. You let all of them not see it. So there's no chance of it getting out.
I mean, it's really easy to do that too.
Then you send the theater copy to the theaters tomorrow. What? When will it come down? Will it come today? Will the digital copy come today or tomorrow morning?
It's probably they probably already have it. To be completely frank with you.
Really?
But so this is how they do it, right? Because it takes forever to download them into the computers, but they have them digitally locked, so they couldn't start it if they wanted to, because it's literally corporate has a contract with Disney, and their computer system will literally not let you access it until it's time.
So I feel on that cut, there's something. Now, there is a spoiler going out that there is something at the end. It's more of a sound and a change of the logo.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say anything, but that I think is not. I don't think that's enough. I think they're gonna swerve everybody. I think there's gonna be something attached that no one's gonna know about until opening night. And opening night, you're gonna see it because everyone is gonna sit there. Everyone in that theater tomorrow night that I go with is gonna sit there until the end of the end credits.
You'll have to let me know, because I hate waiting if there's nothing.
I'll text you. I'll text you and let you know. I won't tell you what it is, but I'll tell you stay or don't stay. I'll just text you that. But so what's your prediction worldwide for Avengers? Because the 800 million is like what Infinity War did last year. So can they beat it and do $1 billion?
I think so.
Make $1 billion in a night.
I think so.
Or in a weekend.
I mean, again, you have just the 24 hours open gives them an advantage. Not a great one, because again, but it blows my mind that there's people who are going to this movie. It's 3 hours long, and they're watching at 2:30.
Well, what if you got off work? What if you work the night shift and you get up at 4 in the afternoon? You go to work till 12:31 at night working and working
Right,
the
but
night
my
shift.
point is
you get off
like,
and you're like pumped. You're awake. You're not gonna
right,
go home
but
and go to bed.
again, it's one of those things where, do you think it's enough to sell out a ton of theaters? No. If you were to honestly ask me, we used to do freaking 1 a.m. shows that 4 people would show up to. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where the fact that these have sold out is ridiculously crazy. Because again, if I was working that, I would expect it to be nothing. And unfortunately for those movie theater workers, there is going to need to be a lot of them because they're selling out shows,
right?
Which means there can't be 2 guys working the popcorn stand. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
The advantage though is they're selling you don't need someone selling tickets ultimately because they're already all sold. Right. So you don't need to.
Or
have
most
a
of them have
ticket
those
taker.
kiosks now too, where it's like you can remove the ticket person.
But traditionally,
and slide
even with
them
the
back.
kiosks, they usually have one person on tickets in case something happens.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Hey, just throw a manager up there.
So, well, that's the thing though. You're probably going to need a manager selling popcorn if you've sold out an 1 or 2 auditoriums already.
Yeah, that's true.
And someone's got to clean them, so you have to have people cleaning throughout the night.
I remember what the star on the list was for. Remember we just read the Star Trek was getting an animated series on Nickelodeon? That's what the star was for.
Which is goofy.
That's what I was just going to say, but elaborate.
What?
Why is it goofy?
Why is it goofy? Because why is Star Trek going on Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
I can see it working, but it's just really odd.
Well, and then they do Star Trek Discovery on the CBS All Access, like their own streaming thing. And now, have you seen the Star Trek Discovery show?
I've heard people
because it's on because it's on CBS All Access, which I think you have to pay to be part of. I think that's like it's crazy. The
question I got to ask you is: do you think this Star Trek on Nickelodeon? What direction is it going? Is it going straight up Star Trek, but in cartoon form? Is it going so serious-ish?
No,
is it going
it's on
goofy?
Nickelodeon. I hope not. I hope not too goofy. I hope they go in like an Avatar: The Last Airbender, Legends of Korra, where they have some.
But see, I would argue Avatar: The Last Airbender is goofy in like it has funny moments, but it's not a goofy show. It's a serious show.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so you have
So then you would vote serious show, or you're hoping serious show.
More serious, yes.
Again, when I say serious, I don't mean like, oh my God. I mean like Avatar. That was serious with goofy moments.
Yeah, I can see it being like that. I don't want it to be like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Right. It's not like it's SpongeBob where it's laughing goofiness the whole time.
We don't need Fairly Odd Parents.
It's not going to be freaking
Danny Phantom.
Teen Titans Go.
That's on Cartoon Network. Wrong.
I know
wrong
it's on,
station.
but you know what I mean. It's just, it's the same. It's a tonal shift.
We want Teen Titans OG, not Teen Titans Go.
Right, and that's ultimately my point. Is that what you think they're gonna go, or do you think?
If they bring back the Teen Titans show, they should call it Teen Titans OG, and then they have Teen Titans GO.
Oh my God,
I just thought about that.
That'd confuse people, huh?
Right? Like, you want to mess with people? That'd be hilarious. Do you know that Cartoon Network is now owned, like, that they're part of, like, the Time Warner purchase from, what was that? Was it AT&T that bought Time Warner? So, like, they're, like, there's so many conglomerates now, it's crazy. Like, they're just, everything's getting condensed into, even more condensed than it already was. Because I think there's a lot of, companies that own other companies that you don't even know that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, Whole Foods is owned by Amazon.
Right.
Right. That's why they have these new lower prices. They have these new lower prices commercials for Whole Foods. Come in, we have new lower prices. I always want at the end of that to be like, Whole Foods, an Amazon company.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Like, share, subscribe. Baseball Banter, episode 128. I'm Thor. That was Brian. We'll see you on the next one. Deuces. Say goodbye, Brian.
Goodbye, Brian.
If you like what you just saw, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like our Facebook page.